gave me my weight, and yes, it went up, but more importantly, it went up because my muscle mass has increased.
Hey. How much bigger is the body?
It went up an inch.
Hey.
It's an inch, the body is an inch larger. So this summer, in advance, I'm so sorry to you. I'm so sorry to your man. I don't know what to tell you guys.
Listen, I can give you another 8 inches. Bring up the 9, so...
So you think my ass is an inch long?
No, that's literally not what I'm getting at. But I'm glad that you took it that way, and you'll be taking it a much different way later today.
Okay.
The sigh of consent. Welcome to Playing House, the podcast about keeping your relationship sexy and secure. My name is Kolter Bouchard.
And I'm Dominique Bouchard, and we are a real couple having real conversations, inviting you in as our third.
On today's episode, it's just baby fat, from scrawny 18-year-olds to getting thick on purpose and not. Should mom and dad bods be embraced, and discovering your partner's body and finding new favorite things about them. But first,
You want to ask that again?
how you know?
I am doing really well, and I can say that genuinely for the first time in a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a sad life.
Yeah.
Sad girl.
Has it even been 60 seconds?
It is
already?
not.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the weather has been unseasonably beautiful, which, like, if you don't think about it too much, is great.
Yeah.
Just don't think too deep into it.
Don't think about
What's the
global
future?
warming. Don't global heating, global catastrophe. It's good now.
Yikes.
It's good now.
Yikes. But just the sun is the sunshine is wonderful.
Yeah.
We took the week off for having a little bit of a staycation vacation this week. We're not going anywhere, but finally dedicated some time to, like, just the two of us. Nia's in daycare all week, even though it's March break for, like, school kids. So we kind of took our own March break, and that's been lovely.
What are we going to do next year when she's in kindergarten and it is March break?
Then we have to
We're screwed.
Be home. Well, there are camps and stuff.
Oh,
exist
send her to a camp.
If you can get in early
Send her
enough.
to a camp.
But it's like, can you get into the YMCA today?
I don't know.
No, you have. I've tried. We cannot get into the YMCA.
What if, do they have a work program during March break? Maybe she could be like a custodian for the week.
Our 4-year-old.
Sure.
Okay.
So you're on board.
No.
Love that. Love that. That's got to be difficult for parents, right?
No, it has to be. It's like,
I don't know.
if you're working full time and you're out of vacation, or you can't use that vacation time yet, what are you doing? I guess you have to pay extra money to find some sort of childcare during that time.
Oh, God, in the summer. 2
What do you
months?
do?
Well, hopefully we're going to be rich by next summer.
That's the goal.
So, you travel for a couple of weeks, and then I guess summer camp for the rest, like day camp.
Yeah.
You
Having
know?
a child is expensive.
Don't recommend.
Actually,
Learn from our mistakes.
she's lovely. Love her.
Most
Can't
of the time.
imagine my life without her. She's my little twin.
Yeah.
Expensive as hell.
They cost so much
They cost
money.
so much money.
So much money with the things.
When it's not diapers, it's
Other stuff.
other things, other expensive things.
Yep.
The
And then
books.
you're going to ruin them so that you're going to need to pay for therapy one
Oh,
day.
it's inevitable. It's inevitable.
Right?
You can't get it perfect. It's
We're going
inevitable.
to we ruin our children. Our parents, every single person's parent has ruined,
Oh yeah, everybody is unhappy.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
and their parents ruined them
Despite your best efforts, they will not be happy with you.
because of your best efforts
Oh.
sometimes, right?
That's a word.
So
It's a word.
we're perfect parents though. So that's good.
Yeah.
Glad you had, some good stuff, but also like,
Well, okay. I've been having a lot of therapy this week.
yeah,
I've been having, like I said, this is the first time in a very long time I can genuinely say I am doing well. Is there someone knocking at our door?
what's the
Or
knocking?
stomping on our floors? Who's here?
I don't know.
So it's the first time in a long time. And I actually got some pretty crappy news earlier this week.
Yeah.
I got passed up for a promotion. But thanks to all that therapy I've been having, we've had couples therapy just this morning.
Yep.
I met with my personal therapist. I've really been able to reframe this as not being passed up, but more so an opportunity to finally choose myself. And ultimately, I'm going to give myself that damn promotion. And I look forward to sharing more about what that'll look like.
And also, like, it sucks, right? And we've
no,
all
it
been there,
sucks,
right?
but-
We've all been there before, where you're anticipating this, and all signs point to like you getting it. Magic 8 Ball says you're getting the promotion, and then it doesn't happen. And it's like what am I doing wrong here?
But I think that's it. That it's depending so much for so long on that external validation. And it's like having, these powers that be recognize that and give me that pat on the shoulders and whatever that would look like. And I'm not underselling what a promotion would mean. Like that would mean more money, a better title, whatever. Like all that is great, especially the money. But giving myself that promotion, giving myself the affirmation and being proud of myself and not waiting for some external power to be like, yeah, you did it. That's what I finally need to get at. And so this is really affirming for me, if anything, surprisingly, that it's time.
Yeah.
It's time for me to take those steps and put on my big girl panties and move beyond what I've been depending on for the past, how long have you been working? Over a decade?
No panties. We're done with panties. No panties. No panties.
To be fair, I barely wear panties. Let's be so honest.
Thankfully. I don't need the extra barrier. I don't need the extra. Do you know what I mean? Oh, I got to, you got to struggle taking those things off. Like, no.
Well, I mean, I'm wearing a bodysuit right now. So if people wear panties with a bodysuit, maybe that's your business.
At least it's got a clip, right?
It's a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
It'd be funny if it made that sound.
It kind of does.
Trying to get down, you're like, ooh. Okay.
Invention. Patent
like
that.
popping champagne, right?
But what about you?
Trying to get some suds.
Oh.
I had a very difficult conversation with a friend this week, and just like I saw it was a really difficult new glimpse at somebody, and it sucked. This is someone that I really look up to, someone that I really respect, and I thought that this person would have some empathy for me. It just sucked. It sucked.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I think we've all been through, again, like we all know what it feels like to not get a promotion. And I also think we all know what it feels like to maybe realize that like a friendship is over, that a relationship just like can't like withstand reality, I guess. I don't know. Like out of respect, I'm not going to, give any details or anything, but I do want to talk about how I felt afterwards, which was just like not seen, not heard. And it's just tough. I've known this person for a while. Has some similar struggles. And to just kind of like be cast away in the dirt, it felt like garbage. Absolute garbage.
What were you looking for in that moment?
Empathy. I was looking for empathy. I was looking for somebody to empathize. I'm trying to think of a better word and there is none. I was looking for empathy. I was looking for kindness. I was looking for somebody to not even like put aside ego. But I thought that this person kind of knew what I was going through, and evidently this person did not. And I have never in my life been bitched out like that before. Like it was epic. Like epic. Yeah, it was rough. That was rough. It was real rough. Yeah. And that was on my birthday. That was,
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Not ideal. Not ideal. But we move on, right? We're adults. Yeah. We move on. And I was really proud of myself. Speaking of like doing therapy a lot, I was really proud of myself for how I handled myself and for how I, even in a situation where I really wanted empathy, I led with empathy and I gave this person what I thought they needed.
Yeah.
Not what I wanted to give them, what I thought they needed. And it either wasn't enough or it was irrelevant or whatever. But I'm really, really proud of how I handled the situation. Okay. Really proud of like the growth that I've experienced, because I think if this was even a couple of years ago, I would have like certainly not matched this person's tone. I don't think I have that in me. But I would have definitely fired back with some. This person just said some mean things, and I don't even necessarily think they believe all of them, everything they said, but
just trying to be as hurtful as possible.
Yeah, and it was like Jesus, and I just don't have that in me anymore.
Yeah,
and I think a lot of us, like, that's your impulse, right? Someone hurt me, and you want to hurt them right back.
Oh, absolutely.
You want to say something that just cuts at the core. Something that they're self-conscious of. And that's what this person did. Like I was super vulnerable during the course of our friendship, had shared a bunch of things, and I had a lot of those thrown back in my face. And it's like, dude, really?
No, because like as your best friend, it's hard for me not to jump into defense mode and want to get my own swings in there. You know what I mean? And this person had the sense to block me, to block our child on Instagram, to avoid that. But like, yeah, I know what it's like to break up with a friend. I broke up with my best friend of a few years back.
I thought I was your best friend. I'm still here. Hold on.
Are we broken up?
Have we been broken up this whole time?
But yeah, it hurt. I think like research has shown that breaking up with your best friend can be more heartbreaking than breaking up with a partner or in a romantic relationship, I should say. So I'm sorry.
Thank you. And here's the thing. I still hope, and I don't mean this in like a trite way. I really hope for the best for this person.
Yeah, why? Because what's the point of not? Why? What? Like, oh, I wish them ill. Like, what's that going to do for anybody?
I hope this person finds enduring happiness. I hope this person finds love and safety. And I am not the person to provide those, I guess. And I guess it's also like as much as I said, I'm proud of the growth that I've not just experienced, but like taken hold of, that like I've worked at. Like I've really worked at the growth that I've how am I trying to phrase this?
You're proud of the growth you're seeing in yourself.
Yes,
and
okay,
you know
there
that
we
you
go.
Put that work in to get here.
I'm overthinking this. Clearly I'm rattled. I also still have shortcomings, obviously. I always will. But like I'm thinking about it in my head over and over again. And I'm like, what could I have done differently? And I'm sure there's a couple of things.
Sure.
I know there's a couple of things. But I want this person to find peace and happiness. Truly. That's it.
You also had some good stuff happen this week with a friend. You were able to do a photo shoot?
That was really cool. That was actually the day before. So
nice.
Like off of a real high into a real low. Yeah, my friend Steph, who, like, it's always weird. Anytime that you meet someone who starts off as an internet friend, she lives in the area.
Does she?
Like not our area, but like the geographical, like around Toronto. And we've just been like, she hooked me up with my entertainment lawyer. She, when I was first like negotiating like brand deals, she was a ton of help. Steph Henry from Breakfast Television. And like more importantly, runs her own business. Yes. She auto know.
I actually want to check it out. She's doing these
event. She has an event on the 23rd.
Yeah. So it's bringing out women to like learn more about like car maintenance and that sort of stuff. So like, I have no idea how to swap a tire. Yeah, that'd be dope to learn.
I've taught you.
Me?
Yeah.
You?
I had to change a tire one time.
And I was there?
Mm-hmm. It was in Dubai.
I wasn't paying attention.
Clearly. So.
It's hot.
Yeah.
Like, no. A woman can teach me these things.
Yeah.
If a man teaches me these things, I'm going to get pissed off.
Especially a black woman. Hey.
Shout out to Steph Henry.
So we met for the first time like IRL, and it was like, oh my God, like I'm kind of nervous.
Like, it's weird. What? It's so weird because the person sees so much of you, but still not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what you show on the internet, that's your personality, but it's not your entire personality. Yeah. And it's most likely the highlight reel of who you are.
Or low light, depending on your brand. Right?
Hey.
Sad girls, sad boys. So it was really cool to just get behind the camera, take some bomb-ass headshots. Yeah. They were so good.
They were sexy. So
and not just like headshots, full body, like, you know. Yeah. She got the full package. And then I shot this really cool. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I shot this video for her for International Women's Day. And like it turned out really cool too. It looks
beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. And she added a voiceover and the entire thing was amazing. So it's great to see you like taking up your passions again and getting out there and prioritizing the stuff you love.
100%.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Shall we get into it?
We shall. So this week's, it's 4. No, I thought it was 4:44. I was going to take a screenshot.
Angel number.
Angel number. I have an obsession lately. Every time an angel number pops up like on the clock, if I see it at a locker at the gym the other day and it was 222, I'd take a picture.
What does the angel number signify?
The different numbers have a different significance.
Okay, do you know them all off by heart?
No, absolutely not. So I believe like 1111 or just seeing a lot of ones in a row is representative of like your guardian angel and showing that like you're being watched, you're being protected, that you're following the right path. So I love seeing that, and I've been seeing that really often.
What about 666?
That's an angel number as well. I don't remember what it means though.
More like devil number. Am I right?
Well, in some cultures, 6 is a great number to have.
Yeah?
It's all cultural.
Especially when it's next to 9. That's my angel number, is 69.
Okay, this week's theme is it's just baby fat. And the reason why I chose it this week is because when we met, we were 18 years old. We were both scrawny ass, awkward ass kids. I had a terrible pack weave. It was just
that lingered for a few years. Let's be clear about that.
It was early 2010s. We all had them. Okay.
Well, I didn't.
Well,
don't want me into this.
Sure. And now here we are. You're 33. I'm about to be 33. And I'm purposefully thick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Listen, and you'll hear about this a little bit more, but I've been through my body dysmorphia. I'm still struggling with it. Don't get me wrong. I've had my battles.
You're getting yourself wrong. That's literally what body dysmorphia is.
Yes.
So.
Thank you.
Tell yourself not to get yourself wrong.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. Just this week, I met up with my personal trainer. She invited me out to do like a quick weigh-in and like
shout out to Ashley.
So shout out to Ashley. She's been super dope. When I met with her like a year ago is when we first started working together. I was in the pits. I was the worst spot I'd ever been with. I was probably making myself, trigger warning, I'm going to be discussing a lot about body dysmorphia and binge eating and bulimia and all that crazy stuff. So if you're not in that space, I invite you to scrub forward.
But still like and subscribe.
Keep watching. Just scrub forward a little bit.
Mute it. Go get a tea or something.
Maybe we'll put the time code on the screen so you know where to.
We need the watch time up too.
Okay.
Yeah. Like trigger warning, but also like help us out. So.
So when I met with her about a year ago, I was, battling my eating disorder the most. And I was doing it consistently, as in making myself vomit after eating. And I'm finally at a place where I can admit this openly. I mean, we discussed this in our previous episode, couples therapy. But it took that. It took me going to therapy to finally get to the point where I A, admitted it to myself.
Yeah.
B, admitted it to you. And C, started to seek help with that. And working with a personal trainer who also provided nutritional plans and check-ins, just not check-ins on like, hey, Dom, what are you eating? What's your calorie count? That sort of stuff. But it's like, how are you feeling? And because of that, how is your body feeling? And what do your meals look like? Are you setting aside time to eat? Are you self-medicating through food? Like what's looking at it more holistically? So she's been a huge help with that. So she invited me out earlier this week to do a quick check-in. I haven't been working with her for a couple months now because I've been trying to like learn to do it on my own, going to the gym and all that.
Which is tough. And like,
it's so tough.
I had a personal trainer for, I think you had 10 months. And then I was like 6. And at the end of the 6 months, I need to go to the gym on my own.
Yeah.
Because if I can't, then me having a personal trainer for another 6 months is not going to change that.
Right.
You need to take off the goddamn training wheels
eventually,
once in a while.
Right? Yeah. And so the way that we worked at it, we're in stages, right? Like the first, I think 3 months were a matter of like getting the motions down. Like how do you do a squat properly? So it's taking off my shoes and making sure that my heels are planted and, getting the functions down. And then the next 3 months, it was like, okay, we could get out of the personal training room and like actually go on the floor and learn how to like work out with everybody else and like feel confident in my body. And so we worked in stages like that. So for me, when I finally stopped, it was because I was like, yeah, I think I'm ready to try this on my own. I know like what I can push myself to do. I know I want to see if I can actually do this consistently on my own. So when I met up with her, she knows the battle I've been going through. So, she always approaches it.
That's your road dog.
Yeah, no, dead ass she is. So she approached it like with a lot of empathy. I think that's probably the theme of the episode. And, was asking me how I'm doing, gave me my weight, and yes, it went up. But more importantly, it went up because my muscle mass has increased.
Hey. How much bigger is the body?
It went up an inch.
Hey.
It's an inch, the body is an inch larger. So this summer, in advance, I'm so sorry to you. I'm so sorry to your man. I don't know what to tell you guys.
Listen, I can give you another 8 inches. Bring up the 9. So
you think my ass is an inch long?
No, that's literally not what I'm getting at. But I'm glad that you took it that way, and you'll be taking it a much different way later today.
Okay.
The sigh of consent.
Not how consent works. I don't remember how I got here. But so yeah, all that to say, when we met, we were 18 years old, and now I'm on a journey where like I'm looking to build muscle mass. I'm looking to get thicker. I'm looking, to embrace this new body that I got. I had a kid. Yeah, I had her 4 years ago, but guess what? My body has not bounced back in the way that I thought it would, or that like magazines and Instagram captions suggest that women are supposed to. I mean, I don't know what the bounce back would be at the end of the day. Like I had a C-section, and that, that changed things in me. That I had
Diastasis Recti.
Is that how you say it? Diastasis Recti.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, it's when your ab muscle separates, and basically like whatever would that be? Not your guts, but as your abs separate, the stuff kind of gets pushed out in between. It means you have zero. It's painful as hell. You have zero core strength. Like sometimes even putting Nia into the tub was a lot of pain. Like I had to lean on things to like substitute for the lack of ab muscle. We fixed that. I went to physiotherapy, worked on that, doing like pelvic physiotherapy too, because after having a kid.
Which, can we talk about that for a sec? What a grift. What? Pelvic physiotherapy.
How is it a grift?
Could you please explain what this other person is doing to you and your vaginal cavity?
Okay, so you're considering when I was still pregnant.
Okay.
When I was pregnant, I went to a pelvic physiotherapist because...
What happened there, Dom?
I went because I had... Oh, I wish I remember the name.
A yearning for another lover.
I don't remember what it was called because it's been so long. But basically, I had a lot of pain. There was so much pressure on my pelvis when I was walking that I had cramps basically, and I couldn't walk. I'd be walking side to side more than just waddling, like in actual pain. And she would teach me how to breathe. And it sounds so basic, yes, but she'd teach me how to like breathe properly with this new weight and the shift in my body. And also preparing for childbirth. Listen, I'm not bragging. This is a medical doctor told me. Oh
my God.
I'm just so tight.
Sure.
She said, Dom, it's so tight. And I said, Kolter could have told you that.
Yeah.
Did I have to pay for the session to learn this?
Sounds like she should have been paying you.
So what she had to do then is essentially reverse Kegels. So the point of Kegels is to like tighten your pelvic muscle to get that to tighten your pelvic muscle. What I had to work on, and this was because of stress, anxiety, medical nerves and all that different stuff, I had to work on loosening the muscle so
more stress is what you're saying. That's what we need to introduce. More okay, got it.
What do you mean?
If that's what's making it so tight, I need to be wasting more of your time. I need to be causing you a little bit more stress.
Trust me, that's why it's medically tight. So, so she worked with me to do reverse Kegels and learn how to breathe and learn how to like loosen up so that when the time came for me to give birth, it wouldn't be too tight. It wouldn't be painful. It hopefully wouldn't rip and like all the issues I could come across, right? Ultimately, it ended up in a C-section anyway, so it was helpful that I went to her because, again, learning how to breathe, and then postpartum, like I mentioned, having the ab separation, working with the pelvic physiotherapist, taught me how to like tighten up, how to do certain ab muscles that wouldn't make it worse, but would actually help to re-engage and close that gap. And now I don't have that gap. It's possible. This was closed up last year. So 3 years after giving birth, I was able to close up that gap, even though I was told, oh, you can't fix it after a year. So pelvic physios, they're the GOAT. Like, it fixed my life.
Should I become one? I could sell the gloves afterwards.
You are a sick human. Just sick.
Just trying to hustle. Just trying to get us that vacation property, okay? That's all I'm trying to do.
So that's why I chose the theme. I'm trying to look over my notes real quick. But yeah, ultimately coming down to like, I had this huge fear, especially after giving birth and seeing my new body, like, I'll call it mom bod because that's essentially what it is now. I know.
Mom bod and dad bod, like, ugh.
I hate it, but like, I think
Cringe.
it's possible to embrace that rather than act like that's not the case. The body I had before I gave birth and the body I have after giving birth are two different bodies, yes.
Both great bodies, though.
Period.
Both
That's all I'm getting at. That's all I'm getting at. So instead of like, people always say, oh, you're when I say this, people don't necessarily say this to me, but people in general,
are coming to me, they say, sir.
They say, no. But like, there's this idea that like, oh, she's a hot mom. It's like, okay, yeah, she's hot for a mom. No, you can be a mom and
like,
you can be hot.
Like pretty for a black girl.
Right? Like the two can coexist.
Sure.
So I don't know. I'm starting to embrace the whole mom bod idea. If we're starting to embrace mom jeans as a society,
no, we're not. No, we're not.
Are you crazy?
Get
Gen
the mom
Z
jeans
loves
out
their
of here.
mom jeans.
I don't care.
So I'm starting to embrace it. That's all that I'm getting at. And like learning to love. Like there are certain parts of me that may never bounce all the way back. I got stretch marks in places. I got
There's
my
parts
thighs.
of you that bounce. That's all that matters.
Okay, these thighs,
Bouncing off of me.
I've had stretch marks since I was a child. Even though I was a scrawny ass kid, I had stretch marks on my cheeks. You know what I mean? I had stretch marks on my thighs. And now like they're a lot more pronounced. That is okay. I'm starting to learn to like love them and think like, oh, these are kind of hot though.
Maybe the body dysmorphia is going away.
Today.
Good.
And it's ebbs and flows, bro. Everything has its seasons.
What's the bad one? The ebb or the flow?
I don't know. What is an ebb?
Opposite of a flow.
So that must be the bad one. A flow sounds natural.
Right.
An ebb sounds like you're fighting it.
Flow is also very painful, right? I don't know if you know about this. Women they're called periods.
Okay.
Because they happen
Periods
periodically.
Of what?
Periods of hell.
Okay.
You know? Your uterus is like, it's just like, you know?
Uh-huh.
And then it tries to take you down with it. And you can be irritable because you're bloated.
This is your attempt at mansplaining menstruation to me.
Did I give you permission to speak? Anyway, it's original sin, so
Okay.
it's Eve's fault. Blame Eve, right?
Or was it Adam for not having a mind of his own?
Right.
We always blame
wasn't Eve made out of Adam, though?
You know, there are two different stories, right? There's one where God takes Adam's rib and then makes Eve, and then there's another one where, what the hell is the other one? Or was Adam made out of the dust?
I don't know. But it happened a very long time ago, apparently and allegedly. And I think that maybe the story's been changed a little bit. Maybe. So just maybe. We don't know.
But what's your take on the today's theme? It's just baby fat.
So I have also struggled with, we don't call them eating disorders anymore, right? Disordered eating. And I have struggled with anorexia over the years and was quite successful at it, if I do say so myself.
Yikes.
Terrible. But I'd say I've had like 3 periods of it. The most recent one was 2019.
Okay.
2019, great year, great year. Well, anorexia aside, I want to make that clear. But I feel like I had a lot of things working out of my favor that year. And clearly I didn't feel completely in control because at one point I was losing 10 pounds a month. What? Mm-hmm. Here's my schedule. Don't do this. I would wake up and run a 5K without a single calorie in my body. Then I'd have a black coffee and a packet of oatmeal, 100 calories, packet of oatmeal. Then I would not eat for hours, and then I would have a tub of cottage cheese.
I remember. Is this your keto face at the same time?
No.
Okay.
No, the oatmeal would kick me out of keto. But
true.
I would then do a tub of cottage cheese, 320 calories, because I get the 0% cottage cheese and maybe the 1% cottage cheese.
Tub.
1 day a week, though, I would treat myself and I'd get the 2% because it was 400 calories, right? A little treat. But then I would run an extra kilometer or something. And then I would save up all my calories for the rest of the day. and I would get a sandwich from Subway, which was exactly 1,000 calories. And that was it. Sometimes I would have a 6-inch sandwich so I could have a couple of drinks. Yes. Not healthy. Yeah. And I wouldn't allow myself to go home until I had walked 15,000 steps after the 5K. Wild. Truly wild.
If I was watching this while at the depths of my body or my disordered eating, I would be taking notes and be like, oh, is that what I should be doing too? Like, let me start implementing this. So I really want to.
It's so bad for you.
I want to emphasize your call to not do that. That is, I can't even begin to explain all the ways that that's harmful more than good. When you overdo cardio, first of all, like it shows you're not building muscle mass.
You look emaciated.
Right? You're just losing muscle, you're losing fat, you're losing everything that
Water.
you want. Yeah, absolutely. And your body and your mind cannot function properly. So there's a reason why athletes, those who run marathons and stuff, they do take in a lot of calorie because their body needs that in order to also keep up to that physical. Exactly.
Put gas in the tank.
Exactly. So I really, like, if you're going through it, I encourage you, please, and we're going to include it in the description box. Reach out for help. Find resources. Do not. I used to live on TikTok and find those. What I eat in a day. You need more than 1,000 calories a damn day.
The irony, well, I think for women, it's like 1,500, 1,600. For men, it's about 2,000. The irony of disordered eating is you use it because you want to be in control. You want to feel in control.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, if I have control over this. But the reality is you have no control.
It has control over you.
Bro, it's running you.
Yes.
There's a great book. I've got it on my shelf. It's that Jeanette McCurdy book. I'm Glad My Mom Died.
Oh, yeah.
Did I loan it to somebody? Do you see it?
I don't see it.
This is really captivating.
But you know it because it was viral for a while, and she's on the cover holding an urn.
Yeah, great book.
Yeah.
But she had struggled with bulimia, and she talked a lot about that.
Oh, really?
And reading that helped me better understand what you were going through. Like the control that she sought, and the how she also used it as punishment, right? And like you're punishing yourself, and it's like you can listen to us say these things, and if you're struggling with this, and one day you're not, and you go back and watch this, or you have these thoughts yourself, you'll go, well, that makes a lot of sense. But if you're dealing with it right now, like it's insidious. It's so difficult, truly difficult to get out of that. And one thing that really helped me overcome it, and I'm not saying have a child just for this, but was the realization that if I kept doing this, whether it was like ongoing or once in a while, my daughter's going to see this. Yeah. My daughter's going to wonder, why is daddy always looking at the numbers on the back of food packages? Like, that's not healthy, you know?
Like, there's a healthy way of going about these things. Yeah, like, understand what you're eating, sure. Find foods that work for you. Like, I have so many food intolerances, acid reflux, GERD, all these, whatever, lactose intolerance.
And I'm the white in the relationship. Hilarious. Hilarious.
So I'm constantly having to read the labels to understand, like, okay, is this lactose free? Is this is this low in fat? All that different stuff. So there's a healthy way of approaching it, and eventually you get to the point where, like, you know what your body does and does not need.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it needs fuel. It needs food. So keep going. Sorry to interrupt you. I just want to say
it's okay to have a cookie once in a while, right?
Oh my God.
It's okay to have no such thing as good food and bad food. There's what do we say to Nia? Everyday food and sometimes food.
Yeah.
And you going over like 50 calories on your meal plan or whatever, it's really it's okay. It's okay. And also losing 3 pounds is not going to make him love you. Is not going to make her love you. Is not going to get you that promotion. Not to sound fatalistic or anything, but like what you think this is going to do, if I can just lose, if I can get to whatever number on the scale, which fluctuates wildly. You have a glass of water.
Oh my God.
That can, you know what I mean? Like that can put on weight. If you're properly hydrated, you're going to go up in weight. And so a lot of people then are living in this permanent state of dehydration because, well, it looks better on the scale. Right. And also scales are calibrated differently. Very few of them are terrifically accurate. And it's not you're not going to suddenly be happy when you're a certain weight. Yes. You're going to go, because I've been there and you've been there as well. Well, okay, what's next? let's say your goal weight is 150 pounds. Wow, I can do 145. And it's
Right.
like, no.
Why do you need to? I'm so happy you're saying this because, again, going back to my weigh-in, I mentioned that the weight went up because my muscle mass went up. And so it's learning that, like, what is my goal? Do I want to be stronger? Do I want to have more stamina? Do I want to have more energy? So it's like, yeah, my personal goal was to go down in fat because I was at a certain point where, again, because of all my food intolerances and all the issues that were happening, like when we first started this podcast, I was having severe acid reflux issues.
Yeah,
so
we
I
had
was
the cough
coughing.
button,
Yeah.
right? Remember that?
Oh my God, I was coughing like crazy. You could see my face. I was just swollen because it's like I had to get, what was it called? When they put the camera down my throat.
An endoscopy.
I had to do all that. So like I was in the thick of like some of my health issues at that time. So like learning about what my body does and does not tolerate, it taught me that like, yeah, if I go down in my fat percentage and lower fat foods, that's going to bring down the symptoms that I'm experiencing.
Yeah.
So for me, yeah, the scale can go up. That's okay. As long as like my not protein, my muscle mass is increasing because it means I'm hitting my goal of, yeah, I'm still getting stronger. I'm still working out. I'm still, building that muscle that I'm looking for.
Which is a great segue to, there's something that's the complete opposite of this. And I remember learning this term in grade 11 sociology, my teacher, Miss Pavone. We had this class on bigorexia. And so it's typically, it 99% or something like that of bigorexia sufferers. It sounds like such a silly word, bigorexia. Like
It sounds very made up, so I'm
sure
waiting for it.
I'm sure there's like a clinical term for it, but it's a form of body dysmorphia where these guys, like they're jacked, right? They're huge. And they think they're scrawny little dudes, right? They think that, I just need to keep caning it in the gym. And I remember thinking at the time, like, that's ridiculous. But there are times where I look in the mirror and I go, like, I feel like with the amount I work out, I should be bigger. I should be. And then it's like, dude, you got to get off the sauce. The sauce being like body dysmorphia. You got to literally see through that. And there are a lot of guys that are struggling with that. And also like women and are struggling with this as well. And that's why you see, rampant. The amount of people that I thought it was like relatively rare for people to do steroids. Like you think of people doing steroids and you're buying them in like a back alley, right? Like from a guy in a trench coat or something. And like there's police around the corner. No, like it's pretty easy to get steroids. And when I started on hormone supplementation, because after the transplant, we've talked about this on the show before.
But maybe just give a little bit of context because maybe it's the first time. If it's your first time watching, you don't know what we're talking about.
I had a stem cell transplant as part of my cancer care or cancer treatment, and it just like destroyed my immune system. And we'll do a full episode on my cancer journey. My cancer journey. What a fun trek through the woods that was. What a journey. What a journey. So after I had the stem cell transplant, your immune system is destroyed. And I just felt like weak and I had like no sex drive and I just felt garbage.
I don't know that that's true.
Compared to like what it is now and compared to what it was pre-cancer.
Sure,
yeah.
Sure.
And I talked to my doctor and I'm like, I feel like maybe this is just still like linked. Like, is this still just like, am I going to feel like this forever? And he's like, no, you should feel a lot better now. So we did a hormone panel, testosterone in the toilet, and he prescribed, so every week Dom gives me a shot in the ass. And the way that people can abuse these, for instance, like just testosterone. If you're using that in like people will, I think it's called, actually, let me not, because I don't remember what it's actually called and I'm going to sound like an idiot, but they'll like use way more than they're supposed to.
Okay.
And so it'll like, that's also really hard on your body. Like you're supposed to be in a certain window of like normal for testosterone. And if you're beneath that, it's not good for you. And if you're above that, like that can have really serious repercussions on your body. So what I'm getting at is like the amount of people that are, maybe they've been prescribed testosterone, but they're abusing it, or the amount of people that are buying it on the black market or the gray market because they feel like I should be bigger, I should be like manlier or whatever. Like it's rampant. And this isn't me judging or anything like that, but that's also a struggle.
No, listen, and this is a struggle that we don't often talk about. Like when we think about body dysmorphia and we think about like disordered eating, we often equate it to femmes. We often equate it to like women. and the way that the media portrays like the ideal Coke bottle body, for example, or the bounce back after kids and like all of that. So it is important to discuss like what your experience was or it has been, and what like the male experience can be too, because listen, it's all real and it's all necessary to get resources
tough, man.
for.
It's tough. And it's part of a bigger conversation about like everyone's going through something, man.
Yeah,
Everybody's going through something and it's tough. And like it doesn't feel fair and it's not fair. Everybody's struggling with something.
Like when you spoke about, you know, you want control and like you think that there's a magical number that you can hit.
Doesn't exist.
I remember the day that my purging started. So like disordered eating was something that I've experienced since probably high school. That's one thing. But it wasn't that I was forcing myself
to puke.
It was when we moved to Dubai and we were getting weighed in for our health insurance. And so I told my boss my weight and he had to write that on the form.
Those guys truly, by the way, before you finish, I hope there's a hell. I hope there is a hell because they deserve to be there. The amount of pain they've caused you.
Therapy.
Yeah,
therapy has the same way that you spoke to your friend and you hope her nothing but well. I too wish them nothing but I hope that they've, you know, have grown since then. It's been over a decade since we left Dubai.
No.
It's been a while. It feels like over a decade at least.
We left 6 years ago.
Okay, almost a decade. Bruh.
Not
round up.
Not close to a decade. So. All right. Nowhere close.
Almost a decade.
My God.
And so I told him the number and he came back to me. This was in front of my colleagues. He said, Dom, I need you to switch the number. It was in kg. And he said, I need you to take off 5 kg because I'm going to have to pay too much money based on your weight. So basically you had to pay a certain amount based on, I guess, the weight classes. And I pushed him into a higher amount. So he asked me to lie and put 5 kg less. And I don't remember what that is in pounds. What is that, like 10 pounds?
Yeah.
And that was a moment that I realized because I remember like my colleagues' faces, like they were embarrassed for me. And like these guys, I still talk to them to this day, like my colleagues. They were embarrassed for me. I felt deeply shamed because again, I was the only woman in that office too.
And the only black person.
Sure. That's pretty typical for me though. But being the only woman isn't as typical for me. And I went home that night and like, again, when you speak about seeking power, I said, I'm going to take back my power. And when I started to see the results, and again, I need to emphasize, don't do this, don't hear that. I was starting to see results and think, oh, let me try. Oh my God, it's not the results you're thinking. It is, I was sick all the time. I was starting to look, like you mentioned before, I was starting to just look sick.
It's bad for your teeth. It's bad for your esophagus. Oh my God, it's bad for your breath.
If you're a woman, it throws off your periods. Like it's just like your reproductive system's going to be off. And that's not just like, oh, if you want to have kids, that's an issue. That's like your health is tied to your reproductive health too.
You need food.
So, yeah, when I started to see like the results and that I was losing weight, I remember they started to compliment me and I was just thinking, okay, I'm going to keep going until just like I was in the doctor's office every other week and like my periods, sometimes they were there for a month. Sometimes they weren't there for 9 months.
Your voice was jacked.
Oh my God. Like PCOS started up. The GERD symptoms started up, like a lot of things spun out of.
And I should have noticed, and I just didn't. And that's not me. Like,
on you.
I know, like you were really good at hiding it, and that's another thing. You become it's just such a great liar. Because who would suspect that somebody they know is going through that, right? And also, it's an awkward thing to bring up with somebody. But like, looking back, I mean, it's so clear that was what was happening.
But it also wasn't on you. And
I know.
And if anything, it was you that helped to make it stop.
Yeah.
And it was having honest conversations with you and you know, having very real conversations with me. It's like, you're hurting yourself and you're hurting my wife and my best friend. And I'm not going to stand here for that. Tell me what to do and I will do it for you. Or what you made me do was like, tell me when you feel like doing it.
Doesn't matter where I am. Call me. Does not matter.
And then I literally started doing that.
Yeah.
And then it became less and less frequent. And it was because of those conversations with you that I was able to have those conversations with my therapist and able to get like real steps on how to stop that.
How long has it been?
Again, I haven't been. It's a bit of a difficult question because I mentioned I have severe acid reflux.
Sure.
So sometimes certain foods that I have, it does.
But there's a difference between like my body's doing this. I'm doing this voluntarily versus involuntarily.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the last time I would
look at me
voluntarily done that was not. It would have been the previous year. By that I mean like 2023. I think
it's early March.
It's March. Okay, so that's at least 3 months. Again, I haven't. I would probably say September. Maybe. So was that 6 months?
Proud of you.
Thank you. It's progress.
Huge.
So
that's for you. That's
the only time I'll accept that.
That's
Thank
huge.
you. Thank you. So I feel like we're wrapping up the Family Matter segment, but I just really, 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 really want to emphasize like find someone you can trust and hold yourself accountable by communicating it to somebody, because this is something that is so difficult to stop on your own.
And I think most people have experienced this at some point.
Some sort of disordered eating, whether it's like counting every single calorie, macros, all that, like going through different diets. Bruh, I've been on keto. I've been on Atkins. I've tried vegan. But I love chicken. What am I doing being vegan? I've
love
done it all.
too. Shout out to chicken.
Shout out to jerk chicken. Shout out to curry chicken. Shout out to fried chicken.
One more. Hey.
Did you have another one?
Chicken's great.
Chicken's great. But all that to say, like...
Chicken noodle.
Find help. If you don't know where to start, listen, DM us. We will help you find local support if necessary. Like, just talk to a person that you can trust. And for me, that was you. And that really jump-started, like, my path to recovery, I'll call it. It feels more dramatic than it should be.
No, it's dramatic.
Ready for pillow talk?
Yeah, this is the part of the show where it gets a little sexy. So I guess hard transition here. We're almost 20 episodes in. Come on.
Get used to it now.
Pillow talk.
Ooh, we got a jingle now.
Sexy. Yeah. Look at them titties.
So with today's theme being it's just baby fat. By the way, fat is great. Don't think that we're saying that like one should not be fat. I love having fat in all the places that I have fat that I enjoy. Okay.
Where do you like having fat the best?
The best. Ooh, is that your pillow talk question?
Sure.
Before I got pregnant, I used to say I have immaculate tits. I've always loved my breasts.
Yeah, 100%.
Breastfeeding has definitely changed them.
Still fantastic.
Still love them. After pregnancy, the ass, she appeared out of nowhere. And I said, okay, how do I keep this? So going to the gym and building out that muscle.
Yeah.
Love the fat there. Love the fat, the muscle, everything she has going on. I love it. I love her. I love her. And I want to nurture her and I want to help her grow.
Mm-hmm. Have you named her?
She's me. I am her. I don't know what else to tell you.
Okay.
You ready for your pillow talk questions?
Yeah. I thought you were going to say my dick, but okay.
I thought it was about me.
Yeah, but sometimes it's okay.
Okay, your questions.
A little hurtful.
What's hurtful?
Just read the question. It's okay. Go ahead.
I love your dick. Is that what you were waiting for me to say? Can I say that on YouTube? Can you say that on Spotify?
For plausible deniability and for legal reasons, we're referring to...
Richard, your cousin.
Yeah.
Are there any activities or experiences we've shared together that have made you appreciate my body in a new or different way?
Okay, so Dominique referenced Diastasis Recti.
Yeah.
The broke up belly. You know? That's going to be a clip, isn't it? Anyway, needing, especially like after birth, like after delivering Nia, needing to be slower, I think has made sex more intimate. And I think I think like as we are rescuing you from body dysmorphia, watching you become more comfortable with your body has also been a lot of fun to experience.
Oh, I like that. Thank you. I think we can have.
I like watching you work out too. That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we can have a whole ass episode on
a whole ass episode on ass.
Period.
Yeah.
But also on just like postpartum sex and sexuality after having a kid or becoming parents.
Yeah.
My answer for you would be. Listen, there was this one day. So you were mentioning
Can't even
to
look
me,
at me, can you?
were mentioning to me that you were doing pull-ups. I was like, you can't do no pull-up. So you
I can do pull-ups.
Video. Well, listen. Well, then you sent me a video, and you did like 15 just straight pull-ups, and I was oh, okay. And then I have like during the pandemic, you bought one of those pull-up bars that you can attach to like the door frame, and that would be your workout. And I would just sit there enjoying the view, and I've thoroughly enjoyed watching you work out. I guess is my answer.
You're welcome.
I keep trying to get you to go to the gym with me.
You like to take too long at the gym. You like to do an hour. I'm doing 40 minutes, including a stretch beforehand and afterwards. I don't have the time you have.
You don't have the time I have.
No. And like you want to like no.
I want to what?
You want to like you just it's a lot.
What?
You're doing the most there.
That's why I'm there to be able to do the most.
17 different. I go in. I do 5 to 6 different exercises. I do 4 sets of 10 times 5 to 6 exercises, and then I'm done.
It sounds like I'm not even doing that much. I do. My aim is 7 to 10 exercises.
Oh my God!
What did you say?
5 to 6.
Okay, so I'm
usually
doing
5.
7 to 9.
Oh, so 7 to 9, not 7 to 10 anymore.
No, it wasn't 7 to 10. It's 7 to 9. And I do 3 reps of 12 for each. So, sorry, 12 reps.
3 sets of 12
3
reps.
sets of 12 reps. Thank you. Anyway, gym talk. Anyways, my ass grew an inch. Lowy. Okay. This is my face. Okay. Do you have any favorite outfits or styles that you think really accentuate the beauty of my body?
This one's great. I like this one a lot.
That's it?
I'm not finished.
What do you like about them?
About particular outfits?
Styles or outfits?
Okay, so you've got this dress, and I think it's from a Black-owned company. The one you wore to the Legacy Awards. That like purple and brown one?
Oh, that wasn't Legacy Awards. That was the Canadian Fashion Awards.
Whatever that.
By Ofure.
That's one of my faves because like it's sheer, and you can see some stuff.
You can see lots of stuff.
And I'm like, you should have no bra, no panties.
And I definitely put on a bra and panties.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I put on like a bodysuit.
But like how the shirt like hugs the titties, like love that. And you want to get up? You want to stand up?
I don't. No.
Okay.
Especially because I'm much taller than the camera. So.
But you're not that tall, so. I just wanted you to like shake your ass a little bit. The pants, they're just like they're getting squoze at the back, right? And just a big fan. I like when you embrace your body.
Yeah.
Don't like the mom jeans. Ugh.
Okay. Like I like wearing an extra large t-shirt. I got an Ari Lennox shirt that I wear all the time. Yeah. It's like you don't like. I love it. I like to be able to just sit comfy, in a tent in my shirt,
whatever. But like, show off the bod, bro. I'm showing off today.
I listen. I watch you put it on.
Watch me take it off too.
God.
Yeah.
So that being said, I love when you wear an all black dress up fit. Like, where were we? I think we went to the black wedding show. Black owned wedding show.
Sure.
I think you wore an all black outfit for that.
No, I had black pants on and that's it. And like a gray jacket and a white shirt.
Okay. But listen, sometimes you'll put on like a black turtleneck, some black pants.
Yeah. Love that.
Ooh.
You love that.
I don't know. It just makes like you got some beautiful ass eyes, sir.
Wow.
That was one of the first things that got me about you. Just like some beautiful ass eyes. And if
these eyes got me a kid.
And I see the comments on TikTok all the time, like, this dude's eyes. I didn't hear anything he said.
Please wear brown contacts. I'm begging you.
But when you wear like darker clothing or anything to like make your eyes pop, What chance do I have? Yeah.
Let's go upstairs right now, Dominique. Let's go now. All right, let's cap it
I have
off.
a final question.
Jeez.
Tell me your favorite part of
I don't want to.
Of my body and why it stands out to you.
I can't mention that on.
Okay.
Doesn't matter the platform, but you know.
Well, mine is your eyes.
Okay. Mine's an eye.
Okay, go to Mailbox. Mailbox is a part of the podcast where we read your questions. You can send us a voice note and we'll play it on the podcast. If you message at Kolter Talks or at dom.creates, you can also send us an email and we'll read out the question, info@koltertalks.com.
This is from Mia or Maya. And then it's the emoji of a thunderstorm and a dying rose. So
all right.
Real happy energy from Mia or Maya. Hello, sir. I'm really sorry to send a message as I don't know you, but I saw your video, were you okay? Which was you defending your gorgeous wife, and I just wanted to say, good on you. Your wife is absolutely gorgeous, and I'm not sure why social media is so pressed by a white man and a black woman dating. It's truly pathetic. I just wanted to say good on you for standing up for your wife and for your relationship, and don't listen to whatever nasty BS people have to say about this perfectly beautiful relationship. The reason I picked this, and thank you, Mia or Maya, the reason I picked this week is because as much as like we'll get like crappy messages from other people, the people who are giving us the crappiest messages are ourselves. Not just me and you, but like everybody. No, don't snap for that. It's terrible.
It's true. Like that. No, that's a word because like you are your biggest critic at the end of the day.
You need to stand up for yourself the way that I stand up for you. Do it. Do it.
I don't stand up for myself.
No. You're so mean to yourself, dude.
Oh, in defense of myself.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
God damn. And also, god damn.
What you're saying is absolutely true.
It is.
What I try not to do, I honestly try so hard not to read the comments. I try not to read the comments. And even though I know that they're overwhelmingly kind, I cannot take that in because one, I need to be self-affirmed. I can't wait for other people to leave comments like, oh, you look lovely. I need to know that first and foremost. Like,
you need to know that bati is bati.
Okay? Like, thank you for your kind words. Thank you. So, like, let me not seem ungrateful. Like, your kindness, especially on the internet, is so damn appreciated because the internet can be such a tragic place that I want to avoid.
My favorite thing about the internet.
Okay.
Is the chaos.
God, people can be awful, bro.
The hate fuels me. So here's the thing. If you're tempted to make like a terrible comment about my wife, make it about me instead. Because I actually like that.
No, but you then turn around and clap back and make videos that go viral about it. Like that's your superpower.
Dude,
but also like don't.
I'm trying to drum up some business here.
I hate that. Like you're my bestie. I don't want to see any shit talk about you ever. The same way I don't want to see any mess said about my child. The same way I don't want to see any mess said about me. And so one, I don't want to take in kind comments because I don't want to have that be what affirms me. But two, and this came up in couples therapy earlier today, not being able to take compliments because you don't want to ride a wave that you fear will stop. Mm. So if I write all these nice comments and think like, oh, SZA, compared to SZA, oh my God, like, and even saying that out loud, the fear of having someone comment, bitch, you don't look like SZA, like the fear of internalizing a kind thing and then having someone snatch it right back and play off of your own insecurities. And you spoke about that off the top of this episode, right? Like someone knowing your insecurities. My biggest
and then weaponizing
fear, and weaponizing it against you. My biggest fear is someone going on one of my pictures and being like, "Oh, hey, why are you giving people the secret recipe here?" So we all have our insecurities, right? And the last thing you want is for someone to, why hate comments, even if it's 1 out of 100 kind comments, why they suck is because they're usually playing on one of your insecurities. And it's almost like you're being found out. Like all these people were able to see all the kind things and then like, oh, nope, I see the truth and I'm going to call it out. So it hurts.
And it's not the truth. It's just what you think the truth is. Also, you're trying to SZA with SZA, right? So...
Thank y'all so much for watching.
At Kolter Talks on all social platforms, at Dom Creates on Instagram, at Dom.creates. No, at Dom.creates on Instagram, at Dom Creates on TikTok. This is exhausting. And the P.O. Box is here. Put your hands up.
Or
it's here. The P.O. Box. Send us some stuff. Send us some stuff. We want your stuff.
Some stuff. You can send us questions.
Also, 2 more episodes until the finale of season 1, and then we're taking a couple of weeks off to relaunch.
Come back bigger and better.
Launch the website. We've got our graphics pretty much ready to go. We got some fun stuff lined up, and I got to run a daycare now. I was really hoping I could get some, but now you have an actual excuse instead of just
Take care of yourself, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching.
I love you.